Hello and welcome to Brick Brothers. This is our third Star Wars Lego episode, and today we are looking at the Resistance bomber from The Last Jedi. Now I must warn you, there will be some minor battle spoilers from The Last Jedi, and they won't be that severe, but if you don't want spoilers, I honestly can't see why you're looking for a Lego set from the movie. So, let's get to it. Let's start off with the cockpit and work our way through. Now, I really like this single canopy piece. You have to add some bricks at the back to make it fit in at the front, but on the whole I really like it. This is not a sticker, so do not worry, you don't have to stick any massive sticker onto this. It's a printed piece and it is very nice. Meanwhile, inside the cockpit you have these control panels, and these control panels are for the pilot and for the flight engineer, as it says in the cross-section book. And the flight engineer's post is a sticker, but all of the others in this cockpit are printed on, which I don't know why they do that, but there is plenty of seating space for both a figure at the back and both a figure at the front. The only figure in the set that is supposed to go into this place is the pilot, but you can put anyone there you want yourself, and it just clicks into place on a couple of studs. These are just two levers who are supposed to be communications antennae, and then we move further towards the middle compartment, which you can open both of these up, and you've got straight down into where you can put the bombs, which, no surprise, Resistance Bomber, sort of in the title. And the Resistance Bomber, the reason I like this set so much is because it's based off a World War II bomber, and it's just got all the details that a World War II bomber would have. The gun pods, the cockpit, the navigation cabin, maybe not the massive long bit, but that's just Star Wars for you. And then we move into the control, or the cabin as I like to call it, and in here you've got a single seat, which on the box is supposed to be for Poe, and he mans these laser cannons, the stud shooters. You just fire that, and you've also got a seat in here for the bombardier, but you can use that for Vice Admiral Holdo as well. And this control panel is again a sticker, it's not printed on. And you also get two backpacks. I don't know why you get those, but you do get them. And the Resistance bomber in The Last Jedi, for a ship that's so big and so heavily armed, you'd be surprised that a lot of them get destroyed at the beginning of the film by just one TIE fighter crashing into all of them. But oh well, that's the risk of flying in a close formation, which the Resistance bombers often have to do. Now we'll come down to the front and look at these, all the cannons underneath, and I really like the texture for these pieces on the front of the bomber, and it's just nice and smooth. And although there is a lot of side building and a lot of repetitive building in this set, it is still extremely fun, and it is still extremely fun to build. And then you've also, these snap off really easily, so I'm just going to warn you to just be careful with those. And then you've got a very nicely hidden spring-loaded shooter function, which I really like, which is where it's really well hidden. It's hidden inside these engine pods, which just are built separately and just come away. And then you just press here, and pow, torpedoes away. Now we'll move on to the rear of the ship and the gun pods. Now, the amount of engine modules on this ship is insane for a Lego set, and it's really aesthetically pleasing with its looks, although there's some shown studs. Another thing which Lego did in this set, and I don't really know why they did it, is in here, or in this compartment, if I can open it up, it just opens up and has a single spare stud shooter. Now, it's a great place to store spring-loaded shooters. It's a great place to store them, and I'm not going to lie, it looks really good, just folded down, but I still think it's unnecessary. And then we move on to the two ball turrets, which are exactly the same, identical, and the control panels in the turrets are stickers as well. But I'm really glad for one thing Lego didn't do with this set, which was put loads of bulky I'm getting confused between the two now, side shooters on these guns, because I think that would just made it look a bit bulky and a bit heavy to move and heavy to handle. But these are nice, just used for shooting down fighters, and just very minifigure scaled, and just it's very good. Another thing which the turrets do, which I really quite like, is if you pick up the set, this hangs down, and you're like, whoa, how can this land? It just compacts there, and then as soon as you pick it up, it just falls into place. And another thing which the turrets do, you stand that up, they just follow gravity. So you can sort of turn this, and you know that it's not going to fall off. Now let's just open up one of the turrets and just look inside. Very nice little seat for the minifigure, just two studs for them to sit on, and then the control panel, which is just a 4x square with a sticker on basically, and these window pieces used for seats at the back. So let's move on to the bit I'm sure you've all been waiting for, which is the bomb feature, which I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to buy this set for. Now, this is a really nice mechanism. It's never gone wrong for me in my experience of it, but I know after reading reviews on lego.com it has gone wrong for some people. If you just flip, no, you can't flip any of this up, but it'd be a shame you would be able to. And you just press this nicely textured button. There's no big red sign saying action feature, which I'm quite glad about, because that would have ruined the entire colour scheme of the bomber. And you just press that, then out to the bottom comes a bomb. And if I just put the camera down, I'll put the bomber down first. If I just put the camera down, and then you just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's the 6th one on the floor. And it is just basically 6 of these tiny balls of the bombs. And then you just got the feature I showed you earlier. Just open this up and just load them all back in. And that's the reason why I like this set so much. It's got great play value, it looks awesome for collectors, and just the detail is so good. I mean, sure, there are some stickered parts which you have to stick on here and there, and up here especially with 2 massive stickers, but that's a bit I don't really like. But I think for a set of this size you must be prepared to have some stickers, and this is a very nice set, my personal favourite in the whole of the Last Jedi wave. And that's, I'm just loading that last bomb, and let's move on to the figures. The figures in this set is a great array, seriously. From left to right you have the Resistance Bomber Pilot, the Resistance Bombardier, or Bombardier, however you want to pronounce it, and Resistance Gunner Page. That's the bomber crew. Then Poe Dameron in his flight suit without the life support pack, and Vice Admiral Holdo. I'll start off with these three here. The pilot has got a gunmetal grey blaster along with the bombardier. All three of them have got the exact same torso and legs. That goes for all three of them. And the difference really comes from their faces and their helmet design. The pilot and the gunner both have the new Resistance Bomber pilot helmets, or Resistance Bomber crew helmets, with those black reinforcements at the back. Then the bombardier has your classic Rebel pilot helmet, in which the visor, the yellow visor, would normally be printed on, but in these helmets you can take them off and they come with the helmet, which I think is very, very good, and I really liked it for The Force Awakens. And the thing that surprised me about this Rebel helmet, it's in green, and I never thought I'd see a pure green one, because I always thought they always had to have some element of white in them mostly. And this sort of came as a shock, and I really like this figure, although it's just a unnamed pilot. And of course, they're in space and they're pilots, so they need breathing apparatus. And every single one of the pilot figures have those breathing apparatus on the back of their heads. Resistance Gunner Paige. Yeah, she's the first named character besides Poe Dameron and General Hux that you're introduced to in The Last Jedi, as the Resistance bombers make the perilous attempt to drop bombs on the First Order dreadnought. She is the sister of Rose, the woman who works with Finn in The Last Jedi, and she gives her life for the Resistance, and I think her minifigure does do her justice. The face is similar to that of Irene Espalco from the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull Indiana Jones Lego set. Well, that's what it reminds me of. I know it's not the same person, but it reminds me of them. And, of course, she has got an oxygen mask on the back of her, on her reverse face. And unlike the two others with their gunmetal grey rifles, she has only got a pistol, which is just a bit, well, strange. And then the helmet has, like I said earlier, got the visor attached to it, separate from the face where it would normally have just been printed on, and you know that I like that already. Put that back on. Okay, let's move on to these two. Now, you must be asking yourself, what on earth is someone as high ranking as a Vice Admiral doing in a Resistance bomber? Well, really, she's not. She and Poe are not in the Resistance bombers at any point during The Last Jedi. So they only included them in the set because it's a way to include minifigures. And it's, in all honesty, a really good decision, because it's a way to get Vice Admiral Holdo, who only comes in one set, and Poe in this version of his orange suit that, as far as I know, only comes in one set. Now, they're both armed with pistols. Let's take a look at Poe. The same hairpiece and face as he has in the Resistance X-Wing set that came out after Force Awakens. The same alternate face he has all the time. Every time they release a figure of him, he always has that frowny, we've got to blow something up, provision to jump in an X-Wing and blow something up face. And I do quite like that design. Next, the torso is very detailed for how plain it is, and he's got that, I don't know if you can see it because it sort of fuzzes up, but he's got that badge there which is on his torso, which is to show that he's a commander, but Leia demotes him to captain after he destroys the Resistance's entire bombing capability. But I did warn you there would be some minor spoilers in this, so don't expect anything spoiler free. Vice Admiral Holdo. Now, the hairpiece, the new hairpiece, well, not new hairpiece, but new colour for the hairpiece, this sort of, I don't know what colour it is, sort of light purple. I honestly can't tell you what colour it is. I didn't take art for my GCSEs, so I have no idea what this is. And the torso is really, really basic. But then again, she literally only wears grey during the movie. There's just this grey outfit during the whole film. And she is given a blaster pistol, not a gunmetal grey rifle like the Bombardier and the pilot get, but like all of the other less important characters in the set, she always has, well, they always are given guns for some reason, aren't they? So, that is the Resistance Bomber, my personal favourite set from Star Wars The Last Jedi. And if you haven't seen the film, I really recommend you go and see it. It makes you feel like you have actually gone to a galaxy far, far away. You get fully immersed. I wish the battle sequences are a bit longer so you get to see the Resistance Bomber a bit more. But apart from that, this is a really, really nice set. So, there you have it from Brick Brothers, the Resistance Bomber.